everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's Binky, back today with the latest release from Bite Beauty, and that is for you lovely Cancer the crabs out there. Happy birthday to you beautiful, sensitive homebodies. And you are a homebody, okay? They are. So many can't. And what I do want to say is with astrology, some people will go, well, this doesn't match everybody's personality. Everybody born that day wouldn't have the same personality, and you are correct, because you have to look at the full chart, and it is extensive. It's not just a few planets here and there. It's very extensive. So I do want to point that out. But the sun sign is more about your ego, because the sun is the center of the universe. So it is about your ego, how you want people not how you want people to see you, but what you kind of strive to become. If your pride is injured, that's how you're going to respond. It's kind of complicated, but that kind of gives you an idea. And so for you, with a lot of Cancer in your chart, you do tend to be a little bit of homebodies, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's more of you really appreciate having your own space. You know, the crab carries its shell, its home on its back, and it hides into it. And Cancer is very much like that too. So they really cherish the home. They really cherish family. They would do really well with Tauruses, because Tauruses are the same way. The difference between Taurus and Cancer, they're both stubborn as hell. But the difference is that Taurus likes beautiful things, like very, very beautiful, fine luxury items. You know, Venus, it's ruled by Venus. Cancer is ruled by the moon, so it's mysterious, it's ethereal, it's just lovely. But it's very much into emotion. So people with a lot of Cancer in their chart are going to be very sentimental beings. Very sentimental. So their houses will be filled with little things that remind them of family members, tons of pictures of friends, family, trips, things that bring them back to that place in their heart going, oh, that is what Cancer is about. So their house will be, you know, have Afghans or baby blankets or when they were younger, and it'll be on the back of the couch. While Taurus will have these things, but they won't necessarily put it on display because it doesn't necessarily match the decor. So two very different things. So Cancer and Taurus will get along well, they just go about it very differently. So Cancer is very much an emotional being. They try to hide it, but they're not always good at it. And gosh, they're just a lovely sign. So moving on to the review, and what I do want to point out, because a lot of people watch these videos, I am wearing a shirt. It may cut off, but I'm wearing a shirt, see? So if it drops down again, it's 100 degrees out here, and it is hotter than hell out here. And even with the air, it's really warm in here. So again, wearing a shirt. I don't want people thinking I'm going al natural on camera. Yeah, so yes. So moving on, saving my dignity. This is the newest edition from Bite Beauty, and it is, you can see there the little glyph for Cancer. The two little fishies going around. It's kind of like Gemini. People sometimes go, oh, it's the Gemini glyph. Oh, no, this is Cancer. And what this was it originally was touted as being a neutral pink. Fun for everyone. And if you've been reading the web or looking online, you will see that that is not quite the case. So what ended up happening was it looks online like it is a pink when you look at it. So I will just show you. This is what it looks like. Very much like a neutral, well, it actually looks more like a warm pink a little bit. Well, it doesn't. It does look like a neutral pink, maybe a little bit cool, but it looks like a pink. But if you look at the tip where I've been using it, it's purple. It's mauve, let's be fair. So it is more of a mauve color, but if you look deeper, it has a gray tone to it. So that is where the confusion came out, and a lot of people were very upset with this because it was being advertised as one thing, and then when the reviews started coming in, Bite Beauty changed it to be a muted mauve. I think what ended up happening was, I've never seen a lipstick do this before, actually. It's like the pigment settled in the middle, not on the outside. So when you break into it, you break the outside cream, you get that color in the middle, especially once it has contact with your lips. And I think that's what ended up happening. I don't think Bite Beauty expected that, but it confuses me because somebody had to have caught this beforehand, because on their feed, Instagram feed, they had a picture of one of, I don't know if it's the owner or somebody from the company wearing this, and it was like this grayish purple color, this grayish purple mauve color, and I remember looking at it going, that's Cancer? I don't think so. When I looked at the swatches online, it looked more like this. And then I saw it on her lips and I went, whoa, that is almost like thistle. You know, so I was a little confused. I think many people were. And yes, spoiler alert, it does pull more mauve gray. So yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and swatch this just so you can see what it looks like. So you can see what I'm saying. Yeah, there's a difference. So you can definitely see, I'm going to choose an end that doesn't have as much damage to it. Just looking at that, you can see that it looks completely different. It most definitely is a mauve gray color, which is going to disappoint a lot of people. It really is, because this is a tough color to pull off. And what I mean is that this isn't a color that's going to do well for many skin tones. It's very much a cool tone. So if you are a warm tone, this is going to be a tough sell for you, because it's definitely a cool tone. I like it because I'm a cool tone person. But if you're a very warm tone, you are not going to be happy with this. Also, if you have medium to deeper skin tones, this may give you the dreaded Walking Dead lips, in that you are going to be, we are the Walking Dead. Okay, if you're a nerd and you looked at those comics like I have and you watch the show, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, nerd quote. If you wear this, you may look like that, because it may give you the dreaded dead lips or corpse lips. I know. Nice, but I can see how that would happen. It would look not that great. And reading some reviews, that is the case. I feel like it works for me. I feel like it would work for medium light and under, but anyone else, it may be a major issue with this. And I don't think this was originally Bite Beauty's what they wanted to go for, but this is what it ended up being. It is still on sale. I think they've upped the amount that they put out, but I feel like it's kind of losing steam. The further they go in with this, it's losing steam, because Gemini was kind of a disappointment for a lot of people, and now this kind of was an oopsie. And so I think some people are losing interest, and I'm still in love with it. I still love this series, but this is coming from somebody who this works on, and I do feel like it works on me. I could wear this year round, and I would gladly wear it year round, and I will wear this year round happily. But I could definitely see how people would not care for it, especially when it was advertised as one way, and then people bought it before the swatches were put up, and the swatches were very different than what came out. And so by the time people started putting up pictures, people had already bought it. So, you know, there was a lot of disappointment. What I will say is that the formula is very good. Of course, it's Bite Beauty formula. Beautiful, very moisturizing. Because it is a cream lipstick, you will have to put it on, you know, a few times a day. But what I love about the Bite Beauty lipsticks is that they disappear beautifully and uniformly. So you don't look like, what? You know, it just looks nice. And then when you put it back on, it's more of a more rich color, but they fade beautifully. So no issue with it. And if you have dry lips, these are just so comfortable and beautiful. I love these. I love these. So I am happy with the color. I really am. Do I feel like it works well for Cancer the Crab? I do, to a degree. I actually do. If you've seen like a bluish crab, they're very rare. I do think this works. I think a pinky color with a little bit of shimmer would have worked, and that's what's missing is shimmer. I really wish Bite Beauty would add some shimmer to their lipsticks, because I think it would just make it ethereal, which would have matched Cancer a lot better. But I wonder if their formula doesn't play well with flakies and things, and I'm wondering if that's the case, because they have done it a couple times and the formula wasn't perfect. So I'm wondering if they're trying to avoid that. But Yeah, I can see why people would be disappointed, but frankly, I'm just selfishly going to say I love it because it works on me, or I feel it does, and I love it, but I can see how others, it would not play well with their skin tones, and it probably isn't going to make too many people happy. So that is my review of the Bite Beauty Cancer the Crab lipstick. So this is the storytelling time, which I love to do. Basically telling a little bit more about the sign and then telling a story. And so with Cancer, you know, Cancer is a very interesting sign because they can be extremely emotional. And the thing is too, they will definitely try to hide it. You know, they'll hide under that shell, and you don't always know what's going on in their head. I actually dated somebody who was a Cancer, and it was very difficult because I'm Aries and he had a lot of water signs, and I can be a little bit bold. I'm very opinionated. I say what I say sometimes without thinking, and he's very thoughtful with his thought and thinks about things almost too much. Cancers will do that, you know, before speaking, if they speak at all. And if you piss them off, they won't necessarily tell you. You'll know something's wrong, but they won't tell you what's wrong. And the thing is, these are people, if they get hurt, they will retreat. They will really retreat. And sometimes you won't be able to pull them back out of that. So, you know, handle them with care because they are one of the more emotional signs of the Zodiac, if not the most emotional sign. You have to look at it. They're ruled by the moon, which pulls the tides in and out here on Earth. And so the moon has that power over Cancer and can cause, you know, some moodiness. They are one of the more moodier signs, but they really wear their heart on a sleeve, even though they try to hide it. They're not really good at hiding when they're sad. And I've known quite a few of them, and that is truly the case. But, you know, Cancer also tends to have a smaller group of friends. They don't necessarily trust easily. They're very careful with their heart. And so these aren't the people that you're going to see on Saturday night going, woo, you know, on the bar, dancing on the bar and doing shots. You know, that's going to be Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, definitely going to be Gemini. You know, they're going to be the ones doing that, and Cancer is going to go home early and watch some Netflix. You know, they're going to have the person they love close by with the nice glass of wine or delicious snacks, put their arm around them and cuddle a little and watch some Netflix. That's what they're going to do because that's more their scene. They like to have a good time, but they also need to pull away because they just think those shenanigans are enough. You know, they're like, okay, leave it to the idiots, you know, but these idiots are having fun. I'm one of them, you know, but it's not for everyone. And the person that I dated was very much like that. He wanted to go home, and I'm like, it's only 3 a.m. Let's go to the diner, you know, and he was done. So that wasn't always the best match, but that's a whole different video. So dating in the big city. So yes, on to the story. My brother happens to be a Cancer, and I love him so much. It's kind of interesting because he's actually my older brother, but in some ways he's so sensitive. I sometimes feel like I'm the older sister because I'm a little bit more of a ball buster. And he is just in a lot of ways tough, but he can be very fragile. And so the story that I'm thinking of kind of shows how Cancer is that tough exterior and they get it done, but they're also extremely soft on the inside. You know, much like a crab. Tough on the outside, you crack it open and they're delicious on the inside. Sorry, but he's like that. So when we were little kids, you know, we had a few pets because we loved pets, and my brother was wandering around the neighborhood like he would in his own little space, and he found 2 boys picking on a black kitten, and it was near Halloween, and they weren't being very nice to this kitten. And so he didn't tell me what was happening, but he basically intervened because he saw this. It was just not right, and so he just sees red. And this is what happens with Cancer. That's the cardinal sign coming in going, screw you. He beats the crap out of these kids, grabs the kitten, and runs. He calls me outside and says, hey, Binky, kitten. I'm like, we can't have this. You know, we came from a very poor family, so it was like, we can't afford this. Mom and Dad are going to say no. How are we going to go about it? So we came up with this plan. I'm like, just be honest, be heartfelt. And so at that moment, he wore his heart on his sleeve, and he tends to hide his emotions. But he was very emotional and fighting for it and passionate and really upset, which was rare for my brother. And of course we end up keeping it, you know, because it was just, he's like, these people were doing this, they, you know, this is what was happening to the kitten, and this is wrong, and so could we fix this? And so, you know, of course, he rarely gets upset, and when he does, he hides it. And so, of course, we took the kitten in, and this story encompasses what Cancer is. Tough, they'll get it done, but on the inside, he would take that kitten and hold it. And you know, he took it in his room and probably shed a few tears. And it just, to this day, that story just warms my heart. I love my brother so much. He just honestly hides it, but he loves and cares deeply. And some of the things that he says when he lets his guard down is just absolutely beautiful and almost heartbreaking how much he loves. And then, you know, it's just like, oh, I love him. So you guys are exquisite, beautiful humanitarians, you know, who are just looking to protect yourself. And you're very complicated, but oh, how lucky people are when they really, truly understand you. So yes, happy birthday again to you, Cancer the Crab. You are a lovely bunch. Enjoy your time. Now, on to place your bets. It is here, it is here. We have Leo the Lion. So we have Cancer, who's ruled by the moon, and now we have Leo, who's ruled by the sun. Complete opposites. While Cancer's staying at home, Leo is out being in the spotlight, having a great time. So of course, you know, being that they're the lion, you're probably going to see an orange, which that went to Pisces, and I did not like that one, but I'm sure people loved it. Not one of my favorites. I think that could have worked for Leo, but I hope, rather than do another orange, because we have enough orange and reds in the collection, they go for a neutral color. Almost not a tan, but kind of like a neutral color that will work for everyone for the most part. And hopefully everyone, but these colors can be difficult to kind of work on everyone. But I hope they come up with something that does, but it has some shimmer in it. Please, by Beauty, give us some shimmer, because they're the sun. Leo is the sun. And so they need a little bit of shimmer. And I hope it's something almost like a silver gold, so it can work with everyone. And it just adds a little bit of sparkle. And I really hope that that's what By Beauty goes for. And it's not a shocker like this, but I think it would work at this time of year still for summer. And it would just be beautiful. So let's see. God only knows what's going to happen. You know, these last couple of months have been like, what? So we'll see, Leo. But until next time, have a fabulous day. Wow, that was a loud clap. Bye.